play this straight. This is the private eye in the room with us. I'm the uncaring god. Oh no. Jimmy! How's it shaking? Not sure yet. Get a job! Albert Wilde is a menace. They said it, not me. Albert, no! Don't make me get the spray bottle! I feel like the last time we played this game, it had like a proper menu, but I don't know what's going on here. Anyways, hello friends and gamers. We are revisiting a game today, but it is I was going to say the release version, but it is version 0.27. I don't think this is an early access. I just checked. I'm pretty sure this is the official release. Pretty sure. However, I say we are revisiting because we played this game while it was a demo. I think my model is having some issues, so I'll have to get in and fix settings. That doesn't surprise me because I feel like we had issues during the demo as well. But we are playing under a new name, Cat Detective Albert Wilde. This was still called like Albert Wilde Quantum PI or something back when we demoed it, but they have since rebranded, changed the name, and now it is Cat Detective Albert Wilde. So this is like a noir stop motion-esque, but it's like 3D, so it's like computered stop motion or something. Detective game about a cat, and we demoed it. So we're gonna play the full version today. I don't know how far we're gonna get. We'll see. Just because if I'm having like performance issues, we might not get super far. But I'm curious to see what has changed since the previous version of the game. But for that being said, if the beginning of the game is similar enough to what was in the demo version of the game, we will kind of speed run through it so we can try and get farther than we did with the demo. I think that'd be fun. Before I get started though, I would like to thank Beyond Those Hills for providing me with a copy of the game to dive back into. So this is not a demo dive. This is not a demo dive. It's an actual playthrough of the game for more than 20 minutes. So we're gonna get in here so I can fix settings if I need to. We have our new game. If it wants to let me... There we go. There we go. All right. Should we make it dark? Let's make it dark in here once I have control of my mouse again. I'll turn off the lights. We gotta get cozy. I got a candle on my dresser. It's great. I'm definitely gonna need to play with sound settings though, but the game is loading, so we'll get there when we get there. She's having a time. There we go. I turned the lights out a little bit. Vibey in here. I think we will try to speed run the beginning bit, just because we did play through. I don't think it's changed too much because it hasn't been super long since the demo, just because I would love to see more of it, you know? We might skip this beginning cutscene exactly the same. If you want a refresher, demo dive. I'll possibly link it below, but I probably will also forget. There we go. There's Albert. Yeah, it's super loud. There we go. Let me just mess with this a little bit. Thank you. Everything to 50. Why not? Actually, voice compression. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Continue. Do I have to click through?
The kind of night where you in the dark.
I think so.
The crime. Mind you, I might have.
There's no autoplay.
The fact that I've got a cat's eyes.
It's like a noir mystery game, but it's a cat. So there's like, they play it like super straight, but it's hilarious.
Nothing hides from me. Anyway,
like I was saying.
The city is up to its eyes in filth.
We'll go through the first cutscene, and then if you don't know the beginning of the game, I implore you to go watch the like 20-minute clip from the demo dive it's in.
It's dirtier than a dog's asshole after he hasn't licked it clean in a week.
See, like they play this straight.
That's why this city needs me.
They don't, you know, they do need you, Albert.
Wild. I'm a private eye.
Okay, Albert.
When you need justice in this town, I'm always on the prowl.
Are we sure about that, Albert? Is the private eye in the room with us?
It takes a cat to balance on the thin line of the law, and I'm the best at it.
I love how they play it straight. Like they know what they're doing.
I'll leave no stone unturned, no question unasked.
I think.
No butt unsnipped in my hunt for justice.
I was taking a little look at the model. I think we're good. I think I was able to mess with the settings well enough.
The private eye is. It doesn't exist.
There's still not a ton of settings for like quality and stuff, but there's definitely more than there was in the beta. Beta? I keep calling things beta. I have Monster Hunter beta on the brain. Demo. And also the slide.
Point being, my wallet was emptier than my head after 5 bottles of whiskey.
Drink responsibly.
I needed to make a quick buck. Luckily, I knew just the guy to turn to for an easy payout.
Yeah. Let's speed run it. I'll explain while we're speed running. New quest added. I don't want to like move the main part of the screen to the side, but we're just gonna be like not like it has like bars on the side because that's the vibe. Can.
Just an empty soup can.
An empty soup
Not even
can?
sure why I'm noticing it right now. It's like the hand
Oh,
of some
gosh.
uncaring God just made me look at it.
I'm the uncaring God. Oh no. All right, so you can interact with everything, but we're not gonna do that right now. So this is Jimmy, I think? Jimmy! How's it shaking? Not sure yet. Oh, yeah. So Albert says, you look good enough to eat to the bird. The cat says this to a bird. And Jimmy says, not cool, Al. I remember that now. This game is not fully voiced, by the way.
Been coming to Jimmy's
There is some
for
voice, though,
years.
like, obviously here.
Not for news, but for
Other business. Yeah.
I don't think he likes me much.
He doesn't like you, Albert.
He must be intimidated by my brilliant
He's not intimidated by your brilliant intelligence. He is intimidated by you being a cat and him being a bird.
Either that or the fact that I'm
Yep.
a cat and he's a bird.
There it is.
It's hard to tell with these things.
Yeah, that would be it. So you have to go talk to the boss. Rudy. Rudy's the boss. He's in the back, like before, and Jimmy wants nothing to do with it. So I think the one control I would like is maybe sensitivity. Just because I want that in every game I play because I get motion sick very
There
easily.
he is.
That's Rudy.
No matter what happens, he's always here, always reliable.
We sure about that? He wants money. We owe Rudy money, essentially. That's what's happening here. But we don't have the money because we're a bad private eye. Buddy old pal Rudy. Rudy just wants his money. He is a moose, by the way. We don't know when we're going to have the money, but we do horse betting. I remember that now. I don't know how horse betting works in a world with anthropomorphic animals. It beats me.
It's a great way to get the money.
Is it a great way to get the money, Albert? Are we sure about that? It's the great way to get the money in the room with us.
Low effort, and best of all, absolutely.
Absolutely foolproof. I don't think so.
Is there a better way to earn
Don't
some dough than
gamble.
with a sketchy
Don't
backhanded
do-
bookie?
There is a better way, Albert. Get a job, says the VTuber. Anyways, yeah, we owe him 2K, I think. So Rudy isn't giving us the money to do horse betting, which smart. That's smart. But also the horse betting is horses playing poker or something. So that's what. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. It's a throwaway joke. So I think we leave. I'm speedrunning this. There is other lines you can do, but I think we leave. We go out here, buy. Oh wait, no, I lied. We need to ask for money first so we can go get $1 to buy a newspaper. I forgot about that. Hold on. Plead for cash. Yeah. So Rudy is willing to lend us a singular $1, and we use it to buy a newspaper that has something on it that takes us to our next task. But we're supposed to buy the newspaper for the help wanted ads. Quest completed. Good talk, Rudy. So we have a new quest now, which is to find a job. I hit the wrong button. I keep running into things because the screen is so small. I think that's my one gripe with this. Like, it's very atmospheric, but I ain't running a library here, pal. Hold on, I have money, I swear. Jimmy. You scribbled a $sign on a gum wrapper and tried to pass it off as change. So now we can read the paper.
All right, time to get real.
Time to get real. Yeah, this is actually now where we'll probably actually pay attention because it took me a long time to get through what I just got through in about 5 minutes. So
All I gotta do is pick up the paper.
Yeah.
The help wanted ads and get a normal paying job.
but we don't. We don't do
Screw
that.
that. There's gotta be something more exciting in here.
Like, Albert Wilde is a menace, and it's kind of really funny. A dead body found in the warehouse district last night has stumped both police and coroners. That's what he's found. The body has not been ID'd and has been officially described as physically unusual, and unofficially described as kind of freakish. So far, there are no suspects. Police are offering a reward for anyone who can provide information or assistance in solving the case. We're asking for the public's help. The police spokes animal, because they're they're animal people. I can't talk. But a police spokes animal said in a press conference. But since the public hates us, we figure we'll just have to go to Plan B and bribe them to talk to us. Pretty please. I love that. They said it, not me.
And a reward.
They said it, not me.
Guess I'm the lucky one, not my horse.
I'm just gonna sit in here and drink my lemonade.
This should solve my money woes, no problem.
No, it won't, Albert.
Should give Rudy the good news.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just leave. Find a case, it now says. I think we do have to give Rudy the good news first. I'm not quite remembering though, because I know it procs us to go back to our office, and that was where we stopped last time. So far, the game has been pretty similar though, for the most part. So we tell him about the reward for the case, and Albert says, I've got a foolproof way to pay you back, and it's in this newspaper. Rudy says, oh, so you took my advice and found an actual job for Groot. Damn, okay. Albert says, what? No, I'm going to solve this case and claim the reward. See here? Once I've solved the mystery, I'll have enough money to pay you back. Rudy says, I like that part. And Albert says, then you can lend me another 100 to bet on my lucky horse again. Albert, no! Don't make me get the spray bottle! Liking it less. And then when I win, I can finally pay my bills. That's not even what we were talking about, Albert. Foolproof plan. Oh no, he's gonna use the money from the case to bet on horses. Okay, well that's, maybe, what if we just use the money from the case to pay our bills? Or pay Rudy back? But Rudy says, I don't see anywhere in this article saying that they're giving out thousands in reward money. Oh, you know what? Screw it. If it gets you out of my antlers, then go give it a try. Albert says, really? You believe in me? And Rudy says, more like I believe you're gonna screw up regardless, so may as well be with this. And Albert says, thanks, Rudy. I won't let you down. But Rudy says, oh, I expect you will. And when you do, believe me, my antlers have a date with your skull. And Albert asks if he should bring flowers. Oh. See, they play it straight. I think it's great. Good talk. New location is now revealed. So we can go to our office.
The paper was hazy on the details.
My one thing is that playing this with keyboard is a little bit awkward feeling still. Like the controls still feel very clunky on keyboard and mouse. But I think it does recommend to play with controller. I just didn't feel like plugging my controller in. I'm staring at it right now. I just didn't feel like plugging it in. So it's partially on me, partially not, because the control, like, they're still clunky.
Suppose that's why they call it a mystery.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. Those cool zeros were staring at
Cool
me
zeros.
from the page like cat's eyes in the dark after the electric bill hasn't been paid.
Why does that seem a little bit too close to home, Albert?
Which reminds me, I really gotta pay my electric bill.
That would be why.
Anyway, I wanted this case, but I wasn't gonna be anywhere near it without the say-so of the chief.
Is it the police
I'd head
chief?
straight down to the station.
Yeah.
In the flesh, and insist on taking this case.
Don't they like not like him there or something?
Right. They told me never to darken their doorstep again.
Yeah. They don't like him.
Not sure what their problem is.
Well, I might know what their problem is, Albert.
Official complaint or 10. Whatever.
That might be
Call
it.
From the office. They can't arrest me for that. Let's just hope I paid my phone bill sometime this year.
Sometime this year. It's almost like it's comedic, but it's almost like kind of sad at the same time. This poor cat man is like struggling this hard. Deborah. This is I think is ours. There's a note on the door. This part I remember.
Looks like someone left a note for me.
And this is, I think, where we ended last time. It says, Dear Mr. Wilde, I need help, and crossed out is you were highly recommended. Then crossed out again is you were recommended. Crossed out again is someone mentioned you might be able to help. And then it just says someone mentioned you. I need to speak with you as soon as possible. It's about my husband. I was here at noon, but you were out, so I'll try again tomorrow morning. I hope I can catch you then. I need your help desperately. Signed, MG.
They're my bread, my butter, my tuna cat food.
Not the tuna cat food.
And I missed it. Damn, if I'd been here, I'd have another paying client by now.
I like you can see the scratches out. That's kind of funny. So we can enter the office. And there we are. So...
Literally, I sleep under the desk most nights.
I mean, he's a cat, so that's not
Have
that
some
weird.
fond memories of late nights at the desk. Times. Now, where did I put that phone?
All right, so this is now new territory. Because it's already stopped in the demo dive. So now we're new stuff. We have the phone here.
Good. There's a dial tone. They didn't cut off service yet.
This poor cat.
Now, what's that number for police?
He really just
headquarters?
sucks at his job. I don't know if it's like gonna be like Monster of the Week format where we could do multiple cases, or it's just like the one. It's me. I wanted to... Albert. It's Albert. We don't get to hear what's on the other side of the line. Yes, that Albert. And we got hung up on. Immediately.
Oh, must have gotten disconnected somehow.
Disconnected somehow? Yeah, they hung it up.
I should try again.
You know what? That's happened to me though, but it's always been like weird. Like, I don't even know how do I describe this? I was calling my school, trying to get something figured out because I've been in a headache with them. And the line was super echoey, couldn't hear a thing. And I said, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? There's an echo. And instead of repeating it, they just hung up on me. It had been 5 seconds I was on the phone with them. That was the first thing I said and they just hung up on me. So that happened. I've been in Albert's place, but it's been for much stupider reasons. Are we really gonna try again? I guess.
Second
I'm just
time's
gonna do what the game tells me to do, honestly. Because otherwise I'm not gonna know what to do and I'm gonna get lost. So we're gonna do exactly what it tells me. Will somebody else pick up this time? Because that would be great. That's what happened to me and I didn't get hung up on a second time. Might want to check your connection. Our call got dropped somehow. Anyway, I'm calling about the case. You know, the case. The case in the newspaper. The warehouse murder. The one that's offering a reward. Are we gonna get hung up again? Yes, that case. I want in. I want to solve this case. I am serious. I think you're exaggerating a little, Chief. Everything worked out with the witness. Again, another like off-screen funny thing. The family dropped the charges and are we getting cut off again? Sure, but what's a lawsuit or two? Dear God. Point is, I cracked the case. I told you it was that crazy bat in the pink hat. And then she flew away. Wow. You know, like bats do. Did you forget the bit where she shot me? Albert. Sure, it was a foam dart, but I'm sure she was fine. She didn't need functioning legs anyway. What the? Albert! What do you mean legal action against the city? None of it was my fault. It won't happen again. I'm sure it will. Stop groaning. I'll prove it. Let me in on this case. Yes, I'll stop calling if you do. I promise. Great. Give me the address and I'll be out of your fur. So got it. 23 Lion Lane in the warehouse district. You won't regret it, Chief. At least, not this time. I'll head right over. You still are going to regret every other time, though. As far as I'm concerned, I'm already there. Are we? Barring traffic on the east side, of course. One last question, though. How much is the reward, and is it in real money? I guess that's 2 questions, but... And we've been hung up on again. No one is there. You're still listening? Good talk.
At last, I'm on the case.
Yeah, we're on the case. I got an achievement for getting the case. So then we have to investigate the crime scene. Honestly, this is kind of taking me out a little bit. I know what font they're using because I have it. I'm almost positive I have this font on my PC. Don't remember what it's called, but I think I own this font. And so it's taking me out just a little bit. Like, I feel like that's like the downside to doing like graphic design work and things when you're like playing, like, especially an indie game, because you'll be able, like, indie games, it's a lot more apparent, but I have had this happen with like, not necessarily AAAs, but maybe like AA titles. I've had this happen multiple times where you're like consuming a piece of media and you're like, oh, I know what font that is. And I've now been taken out. Or like a sound effect or a music piece, like we're talking like copyright DMCA free music pieces. Like sometimes it just comes up and you're like, oh yeah, I know that. So tab and we go to probably the market, I would assume. To the market. That's probably the warehouse district. Yeah. No cutscene that time. Oh no, that's Jimmy. Oh, crime scene. Yeah, there it is. All right.
Being on a case.
Albert, how many cases have you been on? I'm just gonna cut that line. There's a line before this that I'm just cutting. I don't even think I can keep it in. All right.
But it'd be rude to say no when the goddamn chief of police is begging you to help.
He's not begging. The police chief is not begging us at all.
That way, but I could tell. He's probably intimidated by my skills.
Dear God. See, I feel like what's taking me out, and this might have been my mistake, is that I'm not necessarily a comedy fan. And so the bit was funny at first, but now it's starting to get a little bit old, I feel like. But maybe that was my mistake for picking this game back up. And, you know?
Dedication to justice.
But hey, we're gonna play through. We're gonna play through.
By the fact that I'm a sleek feline predator of the night and he's, well, a rabbit with a receding hairline.
Receding hairline. It's a pun. Hair. Spelled like a rabbit hair.
Hairline. I'm a genius.
Not the fact that he acknowledges it.
At any rate, this case sounded like one of the weird ones.
I want to know what happens with the case.
The body.
More than like
normal.
the puns.
But then, what is normal in this jungle city of ours?
Is he gonna get fake deep?
That one down.
That's what I was saying. Is he gonna get fake deep with it?
This case had me heading to an abandoned warehouse. The scene of the crime.
Okay.
I stepped out of the car and took a deep
Oh, we have like a
night air.
actual cutscene here.
Then regretted it right away.
Why does it stink?
The warehouse district isn't exactly all spring flowers. I took in the scene with my keen observational
Okay,
skills.
Albert. Okay.
Yep, looked like a warehouse, all right.
Well, yeah. And we are dropped down. I don't think I have to turn the music lower, but I might really quickly. There we go. I don't think it did much, but so we have you here. You have Hippo? I thought you were a pig, and then I thought you were an alligator. No, I think you're a hippo. Yeah, this is a restricted area. Only police officers and authorized personnel allowed. And we say we're authorized. Your chief asked me to come consult. The hippo says, in that case, what's the secret code? We don't have a secret code. How about the clock is fuzzy in the atrium and the rolling mushroom gathers bees? The hippo says, sure, close enough. So I have to go check in with Officer Betty now. So I'm assuming we just continue to walk. That's probably Officer Betty. Are you Officer Betty? Yeah, a kangaroo.
If it isn't Officer Betty.
Whoa. Why do you have beef with Officer Betty?
Should have known she'd be on the scene.
Why do you have beef with Betty? She says, oh God, not you again.
She likes to make out that she's all badge.
Oh, what does that
But I
mean?
know the truth.
What does any of this mean? She says, what the hell are you doing here?
Under that police hat, she's all doe eyes and hind legs.
Is she a kangaroo or a
Madly in
deer?
love with me.
I think she's a deer because the doe eyes thing. Also, Albert, don't be weird. Oh God, he's monologuing again, isn't he? Snap out of it or I shoot. Albert says, hi, Bets. Not with the nicknames. Oh, because he said miss me. And Betty says, not at this range, I won't. I love Betty, my favorite character. Now, let's try this again. What are you doing here? Albert says, the chief asked me to step in. Thought I could lend a paw to solving this case. Betty says, let me guess. You saw the reward and begged him to let you in on it. And Albert says, pretty much, yeah. And Betty says he agreed. Forget that you ate one of the witnesses last time. Dear God. Albert says, I still say he wasn't being straight with us. I know a rat when I smell one. Yeah, because he was a rat and you're a cat and you ate the rat. Betty says, he was a rat, you idiot. Albert says, well, yeah. But still, I knew. I've got an instinct, you know. I do, a good one, too. Leads me right almost as often as it leads me wrong. A 50-50. Betty says to herself, think of the paycheck. Betty, think of the paycheck. And Albert says, what was that? Betty says, fine. If the chief says you're the one of the case, then I guess I'll have to work with you. And Albert says, good. I'm looking forward to working closely with you. And she says, don't even think about it, alley cat. The body's through the door there. In we go. Albert, you're weird. Fair warning, though. It's a weird one. Can't be as weird as Albert's acting. Don't be like Albert. But it's really, really weird. All right. Betty is still my favorite character. All right. Fingers crossed. I don't have to censor anything.
Whoa. Place looks like a bomb just went off. Maybe an explosion.
Well, that's kind of the same thing, dude.
But there's no evidence of heat or fire.
Oh, it's like my air conditioner.
Smoke. No blood on the body.
It definitely blew up, but it didn't look like it. I heard it blow up. All right, so this is the body. Thank God it's censored. Are they gonna, wait, if they, I really hope it's not disgusting, because I can't, if it's this, I might end the video if it's disgusting. And they like show it.
No blood. No sign of injury.
It would be really funny if it was just like a human body, and that's where like, it's really weird. Like, it's weird.
No burns or charred fur.
Because there'd be no charred fur if it was a human.
He's just dead. Wait a minute.
What's the wait a minute?
Why is it so small?
That's also kind of weird.
Arms and legs. What is up with this body?
I'm curious about it.
Yeah, sucks. Whatever. The really big mystery is who or what this cat is.
Is it
Where
even a
the hell
cat?
do you see a cat this small in this city?
I don't know, maybe if it's really dark, but what if it was like a kid?
The hospital kitty-urnity ward?
Instead of a maternity ward? I hate it.
And those arms, legs, limbs? It's like a Neanderthal cave.
Neanderthal instead of Neanderthal.
Never mind that.
They really, you know what? They commit to the bit. The devs commit to the bit, and I have to give respect to that.
What is up with this body's head?
I'm thinking it's a human.
Ears. That handsome face. I'd know it anywhere.
Maybe it is a cat though, because he's being like,
It's my face.
ah. Oh wait, that's weird.
I mean, 99% my face. There's a few differences.
Is
but
it like a tiny
my
Albert?
face.
That's weird. Okay, you know what? I'm in. Are they gonna show it? I'm scared now. I'm scared. Wait. Guys, what the heck? I'm getting scared now. What's happening? I didn't think this would be creepy because I played the demo once before, but I had a vibe that I was like, maybe I should play this during the daylight hours. And now yeah, I was right.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, whoa, I'm scared.
That was weird.
Yeah, this is really weird.
Is weird.
Why is there two? Is it gonna stay like that? My question is, everybody was saying like it's really weird because does everyone just see like something different?
Weirdness is definitely happening.
It's like, it's behind me, isn't it? It's behind me. So that just happened. It has that vibe. I had to cut another line out. I did.
You're an investigator.
This keeps
Time to do
happening.
Investigating
You're
things.
investigating things. Yep. Actually.
Time to do investigating things.
Oh, I repeated that line. It's not perfect, but I do like how they censor it. Thank you. Because I already have to cut lines out of this. So weird body, face like mine, hole. Why is that? That's the funniest part. I keep thinking escape will take me out of that menu. What do we need to do next? Do I need to interact with it again?
And yeah, still creepy that its head is almost exactly like mine.
Maybe this is it. Okay, no, that's it. I guess maybe we go talk to Betty? I'm gonna try that. She says, I told you, one of the weirdest cases I've ever seen. Albert says, what's with his face? Betty says, I know. Horrifically ugly, isn't it? Albert says, it's my face. Betty says, like I said. I feel like Betty would have a southern accent, but we're too far along now, and if I do too much of the southern accent, my throat starts to hurt, and I don't want that to happen tonight. So, never mind. Just break it down for me. What do you know so far? Betty says, not much. Why do you think we're desperate enough to ask you? I guess we could probably... Just the basic facts. Let's start there. Let's start with the basics. Any ID on the victim? Betty says, nope. Cause or time of death? No idea till we hear from the coroner. I'm not gonna drop the dialogue tag because there's only 2 of them. I feel like I can do their voices differently enough. So, suspects? Not a one. Well, geez, what do you have? That flamingo over there. He found the body late last night. Apparently, he heard something strange. Other than that, yeah, he's basically the only witness we've found so far. So the body was found last night. And the witness is still just hanging around 24 hours later. At least they address it, because it's kind of funny. I know it's for the game mechanic, but still, it's kind of funny. And you're still hanging around 24 hours later? Well, I guess somebody has to guard it. And the scene hasn't been cleared 24 hours later? Betty says, what's your point? Why is everything still here? Plot convenience? That's what I was saying. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we have a new quest, so we can, I think, just deal with the basic facts, so we can leave for now. So we're gonna take a look around, and Betty says not to touch anything, and don't eat anyone. All right, so we have to interrogate the witnesses. So the witness is this flamingo with a little bow tie, Francis. Albert says, excuse me, sir, I have some questions about the case. Oh, all right. Well, if anyone was going to have a southern accent, it seems like this flamingo is going to have a southern accent. So I'm not going to give him a southern accent, but it might come out. But Francis says, sorry, my mama told me not to talk to strangers. Albert says, I'm not a stranger. I'm working this case. Sounds like something a murderer returning to the scene of the crime might say. Albert says, I'm not a murderer either. Look, could you just tell me? Francis says, sorry, babe, but until I get the official policeal okay, my beak is sealed. So does that mean I have to talk to Betty again? Probably, right? She says, uh-oh, you've got that investigative look on your face. The look that says lawsuits. All right, let's ask about the witness then. So Albert says to tell me more about the witness. What did he see? And Betty says, quite a bit. Mr. Lagarde reported hearing a loud noise from the warehouse. He came in to investigate, then found the body. I better speak to him, and Betty says, I'd really rather you didn't. Consider your history with witnesses. Albert says, oh, come on, I promise I won't eat him this time. Betty says, fine, I'll allow it. But the minute you start licking your lips, the interview is over. Mr. Lagarde, this guy will have questions for you. He's working with us. Sort of. Well, we tolerate him. So now we have Mr. Francis Lagarde says, if you say so, officer. I'm ready whenever he is. All right, cool. We can leave now. So then Mr. Lagarde is over here. Francis Lagarde. I don't think that's a pun on anything. It could be, though. But Albert says, I was hoping you could tell me more about what you witnessed. And Lagarde says, well, I suppose as long as you're not just some rando. The text in this game. Albert says, believe me, Mr. Lagarde, I am a very special rando. Why is he playing into it? Oh, you know, Francis is totally Southern. He hit him with the bless your heart. Oh. For my non-Southern friends, bless your heart is something that you say in the South to be condescending. Like it doesn't actually mean, oh, bless you. It means it's a condescending thing to say for the most part. Like if somebody's like, oh, bless your heart, they're being condescending. Like that is, you don't want somebody to tell you that. Albert says, all right, Francis, let's start from the top. Tell me what happened. Francis says, well, I was on my way home from work. Oh God, do the questions, the choices matter? Time of day, sure. About when did you find the body, we can ask. And Francis says, oh, really late. After midnight, easily. Albert asks, why were you so late? And Francis says, well, you know how it goes when you're dancing and the music takes you over. That's the bow tie cute. Albert says, I thought you were working. I feel like I might know where this is going, and if it is, I might have to cut it out. Okay, you know what? We're safe. We're safe. Francis says, I was working. I'm a professional dancer. And Albert, of all people, says that's not real. We're Albert, sweetie, let's sit down. Come on, Albert, come on. Francis says, excuse me. Oh, we've angered Francis, and it was against my own will. How dare you insult my profession? Dance is the very soul of animal expression. Albert says, I didn't mean. Francis says, it is the language, Mr. Wilde, the most profound form of communication we have. But Albert wants to know. Nope. Francis is still on one, says you wouldn't turn your nose up at the idea of a professional translator, would you? Yet you meet a professional translator of the language of dance and you sniff at it. Albert says, that was just my allergies. Oh. You know what? I'm done speaking your silly words and questions. I'll talk once you apologize in the language of truth and the soul. Dear God, please tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. Francis says, come back when you're ready to show me you're sorry. Dear God, so I have to learn to dance now. Great. How do I learn to dance? I'm gonna go talk to Betty again because this has worked so far. So, no, nothing for Betty. So do I have to learn how to dance from Francis then? Will this work? I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Francis says, zip it, unless you're willing to step forward onto the right foot. So we need to learn how to dance. I'll forgive you if your dance expresses the deepest depths of your regret. I won't be holding my breath. All right, well, let's dance. Let's dance. Albert says, okay, I was a jerk, I admit it, and I'm willing to suck up my pride to show it. You want me to apologize in the language of dance? Then here it goes. They animated it. This is so goofy. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. It goes on for so long. Did I do it? All right, apology accepted? I'd probably not. Francis is laughing at us. Did I communicate sincere regret and atonement in the language of dance? Wait. Francis says, more like you communicated that your hair is lucky and you washed it in soup. Albert says, look, I'm bad at other languages, okay? Even dancing. Actually, mostly dancing. Francis says, obviously, maybe you should take lessons before you try communicating again.
Lessons, huh? That's not a bad idea.
Oh my God. Wait, are we going on a side quest to learn how to dance? Really? We're doing this?
But then there's her husband.
Oh God.
Maybe I can drive over and park in the back alley.
Really? We're doing this? Oh. Left paw. I don't even know what that word is. All right, to the dance studio we go, I guess.
Committed to justice and the truth as I am. You sometimes put your paw.
I don't know how I feel about this side quest. I don't know.
Sometimes all four at once. Still, a dancer. What kind of job is that?
I mean, I respect the dancer more than the private eye, I think. But hey, I've been a dancer, so.
Sounds like something that rewards stupid fluff skills like
Hey, dancing is hard.
discipline and artistry, but hard to physically.
None of those are fluff skills, my dude. I don't like Albert. Albert, talk to me again when you've gone through like Olympic training schedules. Talk to me.
Still, this dapper dancing dude is the only witness, and now he's not talking.
Yeah, because you're a jerk. Albert, you're an asshole.
Which puts
I know that's the point. I know Albert is supposed to be like an unlikable protagonist, but I'm with Francis.
the only way to make him open up is to dance my way into his good graces.
I'm with Francis, and I don't necessarily know if I love the idea of like these random side quests that we have to go on because Albert sucks.
Too bad I've got 4 left paws in the rhythm of a geriatric rhino on a jet.
Like, Albert, how can you say being a professional dancer isn't a real job when you can't dance? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, that's not a real job. And it's like, have you ever done it? Like, yes, there's jobs that are harder, but that doesn't mean that that thing is still not hard. You know?
Luckily, I've got my ace in the hole.
It's just,
An old friend of mine who works as a dance instructor.
friend in quotations. I don't know if I love that.
Which, unlike being a professional dancer, is a totally legit and respectable job for reasons.
What do you, what is that? They're both professional dancers.
I just hope her window is open and her husband's not around.
That's so weird.
Here we are.
Her window, wait, you can't go through that's so, ain't no way.
It looks like she's in. The lights are on.
This is so weird. Like,
Perfect.
they're gonna call the cops on you. Like, don't, once again, don't be like Albert. This is very illegal. We gotta jump. And somehow we were able to do that. But isn't that gonna make a loud noise though? Well, we're climbing. So guys, don't be like Albert. So we're calling for Lily and we are let in. So Lily's a cow? Oh. Why do I feel like Lily would also have a southern accent? But I can't do two. Wants to know how we've been. Albert's being flirty, which is weird. I'm uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio. Let's just skip to the next part. I'm uncomfortable. I feel like I'm experiencing something I should not be experiencing between these two.
Lily and I go way back.
Okay, so you guys go, I can see you guys go way back.
Nobody denies we've got a special connection.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Well, nobody but her and her giant rhino of a husband, I suppose.
This is weird. So we need a favor. We need to learn how to dance. We've been nagged before, but we said no, and now it's actually important, Albert says. And Lily says, I'm not gonna dignify that with a response. And you know what? I don't blame her. I can teach you ballroom, ballet, the Charleston, the foxtrot, the shimmy. See, this is respectable. Whatever says, I'm sorry about insulting your career. Could you please talk to me? She says, okay, that's a new one, but I think I can swing it. So 3 lessons a week will cost. Oh, hustle. Not like that. I need you to teach me now. I mean, looks like she's ready to go to bed, Albert. So we need to learn within the next hour. That's just plumb impossible. Yeah, no, she's definitely Southern. So she agrees, but we owe her big time. So, and they danced. That's it? And it was beautiful. Okay, cool. I'm kind of happy. I kind of wish there was some sort of mini game in there because we haven't really, it's been very visual novel-y, but we've done the best we can. So off we go. We did learn to dance. We have an achievement to dance. And now we need to go back and interrogate the witness at the crime scene. Let's go. I don't know for how much longer we'll play, but I mean, we did the dance thing. We got to see if it works. Hello, Francis, once again. So does that mean this is taking place in like fantasy Texas? Because that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun, right? It's kind of fun. I thought it would be more like New York. Albert says, I've learned a few new steps. The first steps to making up for my mistake. Francis says, I'll believe it when I see it. Let's see if you've improved. It's the same dance. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay. I don't know what he's doing. I do not know. Okay. Well, okay. Francis says, well, your mastery of the language of dance is still a little jumbled, but honestly, I'm impressed. You've made remarkable progress. Albert is surprised by that. I would be too. The grace of your movement portrays your regret for disrespecting my art. The frantic motions suggest your urgency to solve the case. Well, yeah, whatever. Am I forgiven? Oh, all right. Apology accepted. Ask your questions. So what did you witness then? You were on your way home from your valid and worthwhile job. Yes, that's right. It was very late, so I took a shortcut through the warehouse district. Albert asks, did you see anyone suspicious? And Francis says, nope, but I was distracted. I was working on a new dance routine as I walked. Albert is still disrespecting my boy Francis. Then what? Then, Francis says, there was a big sound. Was it the sound of an air conditioner exploding? Because I know that one, unfortunately. Francis says, I don't know. A sound? It was a sound. So then Albert asks, what did you do then? And Francis says, well, the sound came from this warehouse, so I ran in to see what was happening. I figured maybe it was an explosion and someone was hurt, you know? And Albert says that was when you found the body. Francis says, sure did. Got an eyeful of it once the other animal ran off. There was another animal. That's what we needed to know. We can ask about the body or the sound. Could you describe the sound? And Francis says, not easily, no. See, I find a discrepancy here because as a dancer, I would think that you could most dancers could probably be able to describe the sound pretty well. Because I feel like I can describe a sound pretty well, as somebody who, like, and I made a joke earlier that I've been a dancer, but I was a dancer for reasons of other sport. I was a dancer because I was a figure skater first, so I did dance as well. So I feel like I could describe it pretty well. I also did orchestra though, so maybe that was it. Just need to know what it sounded like. And Francis says, that's the thing. It didn't sound like anything. I've never heard a sound like that. So what did we hear then? You're not getting what I'm putting down here, are you? Albert says, you've got to be able to tell me something. Was it loud at least? Francis says, it was loud, but not the loudest. And it was harsh, but not the harshest. Go on. It was sharp, but not the sharpest. Uh-huh. It was sort of like a whoop, except for the bit where it wasn't like that at all. Great, thanks. Super helpful. Albert sucks. No need to get rude. Albert, you're also being rude. Oh. Francis says, no, I'm trying to reproduce the sound. It's like a poof sound. Oh boy, this will be interesting to transcribe in my notes. So what about the body then? Was he already dead when you arrived? is what Albert asks about. And Francis says, I think so. It's a little hard to take a pulse with your feathers, to be fair. Yeah, you don't have hands at all. Albert asks, did you notice anything unusual about the body? And Francis says, besides the tiny size, the 4 weird legs, the fur, the lack of clothing? No, not really. Albert says, minor details, huh? I assume you don't know this cat. And Francis says, never seen him before in my life. What kind of animals do you think I know? Albert says, well, I don't know. For all I know, in the weird world of dancing. Again with the... Stop being mean. You have an amazing, diverse circle of cool, interesting animals to befriend. He's right. It's either that or the worst people you've ever met. There's no in between. Francis says, good save. So what about the other animal then? Go back to the part where you mentioned another animal. Was it the killer? And Francis says, no idea. I'm afraid they didn't stop to say hello. I'm Alex Killer and I have killed. Dear God. Albert asks what kind of animal were they? Francis once again says, no idea. I got a bit distracted by the very distracting body behind them. Fair enough. That's so fair. Albert says, let's take it step by step. What were they doing when you first saw them? Francis says, taking something off the body, I think. I didn't see what it was. I yelled, hey, or something like that, and they turned and booked it. Albert asks, where to? And Francis says, into the sewers. The manhole cover was open when I arrived. And Albert says, but the manhole's closed now. Oh, God. Betty says, that was me. I don't want to put up with sewer stink during my shift. Great. All right, well, that's awesome. We're all so great at our jobs, guys. Albert says, did you see which way they went in the sewers? And Francis says, gee, sorry. I was a bit too busy rushing to check on the cat on the floor. Again, there was a dead body and I was more concerned about that. But Albert says, I assume you tried to track them, right? To Betty. They sound like the main suspect. And she says, yeah, but I'm not being paid enough to go sewer diving. That is so fair. Betty, you're so brave. I respect that. I do respect that. Albert says, well, lucky for you, I'm broke, so any pay will be enough to go sewer diving. All right, so I guess we're done for that. I guess then we go to the sewers? Yeah? Oh, this is the sewer grate. Okay. I guess we have to open it. If we have to find something to open it. I'll keep going until we get to another side quest, all right? We'll stay here around for that long.
It's dark. Darker than the time I got a paper
it did just let me in.
On my head for 5 hours. Normally, I just use my keen nose to sniff out clues.
But it stinks down here.
Right, that's why I own a flashlight.
We have a flashlight?
A lot more useful if it was here instead of the office.
So do we have to go back to the office to get the flashlight? Is it in there? Investigate sewers. Because we can't really see a thing. Yeah, I think then we probably would have to go back to the office for the flashlight. Yeah? I don't know when I want to be done. Because, like, I'm in a weird spot with this game where I'm, like, about to hit the hour mark and I'm not really sure. Like, there's nothing particularly making me want to stop, but there's also nothing particularly making me want to continue to play, if that makes sense. And, like, I'm in that weird predicament spot. And I also know I have to edit this video, so I'm kind of like, where do we go from here? You know? Like, I'm, like, in that weird in-between spot. Where is the flashlight? Would it be in, like, a drawer or something? Oh, flashlight. There it is.
Trusty flashlight.
Yeah, we need this.
A real light in the dark of this city.
Well, yeah, it's a light in the dark.
It's super handy for those times I forgot to pay the electric bill.
Okay, Albert.
Bring it along. A detective needs to be prepared.
So we have our flashlight.
Like the kind of thing some jerk insists I have handy for a puzzle.
Yeah, we did need it for a puzzle later. Yeah, I'm the jerk who insists you have it handy for a puzzle later because we needed it actually. I'm just making sure there's nothing else in here. Okay, back to the crime scene. I don't know the official runtime. Hold on, really quickly. What's the official runtime for this game? What's the runtime? I'm finding this off Steam reviews. About 6 hours, 1 hour, 2, 7. I can't tell I was doing this off Steam reviews. But what if I look this up on Time to Beat? Because if it's like a 2-hour game, I'll finish it. 3.5 hours. Okay, so hypothetically, we're about halfway done with it. So I think we'll like cut it here and then like pick it up again at like another point in time, maybe. Because there's like that I'm seeing like walkthroughs, and it seems like some people take like 6.5. Like but then like there's a part 2 that's like 2 hours long. So like I guess that'll be if you 100% it. I think we'll be done here for today. I feel like I've seen enough to like have a final consensus of this game. I also have hiccups, and that's like no good. I can't record like this. But I will say, when I was looking at the Steam reviews just now, I was seeing quite a few, like, I was seeing a lot of the things I've said in like the first couple of Steam reviews. One of them being that some of the humor is it is a bit cringe. I'm gonna be honest. Some of it is a bit cringe. It's like that, actually, that just happened. Like that type of humor, and I don't really love that. But there is other parts that are genuinely funny. But I think some of it is a little bit heavy-handed, for sure. Albert sucks, and I know he's supposed to be an unlikable protagonist. That's kind of the whole point. But I'm also not. I think it was just, in particular, I don't love the dance erasure, if you will, because like I said, I've been a dancer, so that's a bit don't love that. But I mean, he's supposed to be unlikable, so that's the game. Another thing I was seeing in reviews is that the controls definitely need to be overhauled playing on keyboard and mouse. I don't know if that was in reference to controller controls, but I would assume maybe controller's a little bit better. But like I said, I'm too lazy to plug mine in, and I try to plug my controller in as little as possible because my hands hurt after a while. I don't know. I feel like with this game, it's not particularly the best thing I've ever played, but it's also not the worst. Like, I've definitely played worse things. So I might finish it at one point, because especially because I probably wouldn't 100% this game. I could very easily finish like the main story, because it seems like it's not like a Monster of the Week type story. It is just the one detective case you're doing, and that's it. So it seems like the most it takes is about 6 hours to 100%. And I think other than that, you could probably finish it in like 3. If you're just trying to get through the main story, which that's all I need to get through. I think I would like to one day finish it, and playing around with a new format for some of these videos that we'll get to in a second, but not like a second, but like within the next couple of days, because I had the first video for this new series of videos I was working on that was supposed to go up before this one. But I didn't get to filming it, so I still haven't filmed it. But I would put this on my finish list, like my to play list, if you will. I think, but it's not like a high priority. I don't think I would, but I think because it's so short. Hypothetically, I would like to finish it for that reason, just to like see how it ends. I think, but I also, if I didn't get to finishing it, like if I never opened it up in Steam again, I don't think it would be the end of the world. But I'm not a big comedy fan, you know, I never have been, but that, again, that's just me. I think if this is more your style of humor, you'd probably like it a lot more, but it really isn't mine. But there is some things that are funny, so I don't know. I'm in a weird 50-50 spot on this game. I don't hate it, I don't love it, it's kind of just there. Maybe that's worse than having big feelings towards it, is that I really am kind of indifferent towards it. But I mean, I would like to finish it just because it's like not that long, but I think we will be done for today. So that's that. We're gonna end here because it has the logo on it, and there's music, because there is no other screen. We can put the credits up. Why not? That is going to be it for this video, though. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you once again to Beyond Those Hills for providing me with my copy of the game. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more, and click the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. As always, I hope everyone Hatter is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world. I'm gonna say it, go and dance a little bit, just to spite Albert, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!